Throughout human history, it is not that common for humans to live underground all the time. However, there are plenty of examples of humans living underground temporarily or for certain periods of time, especially in dangerous times or if there was a good reason. An example of this is the Christians in the Roman Empire hiding in the catacombs. Their reason for being there was that they had to hide out somewhere. Underground is usually a good place to hide, and this is just one example of this. Another reason for going underground out of necessity is because there are in some places little or no materials to build a house or something like it, so they instead made their home underground. Also, underground is a good place to go to escape extreme temperatures, either extreme heat or extreme cold, and many human societies in those conditions did that. A book was written about this topic of humans throughout history living underground. It is called, quote, Underground, A Human History of the World Beneath Our Feet, unquote. Its author is Will Hunt. He said, quote, The thing that is important to know about the underground is that we do not belong there. Biologically, physiologically, our bodies are just not designed for life underground. And yet there are moments when we have retreated underground. End of quote. There are in what is modern-day Turkey the famous underground cities of Cappadocia that were built and inhabited in ancient times. The people who built and inhabited these places used them to protect themselves against enemies who they were at war with. They were attacked quite often, which was why they built and needed these underground cities. Will Hunt said that the reason they often were attacked was because they were in a strategic place geographically. They also went in these underground cities to escape extreme weather. Like most other societies that had underground dwellings, they only stayed there when they had to, or just some of the time. They did not stay there all the time. The largest of these underground cities was thought to be Derinkuya, hopefully I have pronounced that correctly, which, according to Atlas Obscure, could house about 20,000 people. But now another one of these cities, which has recently been discovered, may be even bigger than Derinkuya. I am now going to quote from the article about this on livescience.com here. Quote, Geophysicists have found that another recently discovered city in the region spans 5 million square feet, or 460,000 square meters, and may be 371 feet deep, according to National Geographic. If true, this would make the recently found Cappadocia city about a third larger than Derinkuya. The underground cities of Cappadocia are an architectural marvel, Hunt said. Wells plunged deep into the water table, holes leading up to the surface acted as ventilation shafts, layers of protection including large circular stones that the ancient people rolled in front of entrances to the city, separated those inside from invaders on the surface. End of quote. These underground cities were quite impressive with all they had, especially considering the time they were made and inhabited. They are one of the most interesting underground places humans have made and inhabited. So these underground cities are another example of humans going underground out of necessity and only being there some of the time. Like Hunt said, our bodies are not designed to live underground, at least for a long period of time. For myself personally, it would be interesting to live underground for a little bit, but it's not something I'd want to do for a long time or live there all the time. And that's probably how most other humans are, and humans have been throughout history, which is why it's like that.